Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. And once again, it is the Barnes and Tony Show. Anthony, how are you, my friend?
I am doing so well today, dude. Beautiful weather out there. Super stoked to go over a lot of sports. Rangers, home opener, the win, dude. Great hockey. So I'm excited to get right into it, dude.
Did you do any breakdown of the Stearns press conference last night, Tony?
No, I did not get to the presser last night, dude.
Did you watch it originally or
no? I think I heard some of it from the radio, but I didn't watch it.
I feel like it would be kind of funny if we just like pulled up like just a quick bite, you know, because I feel like you're gonna see the inner Brian Cashman and David Stearns. Are you kind of bugging?
I mean, you're making me worried a little bit, dude. This is it 2 weeks ago. Oh boy. All right, let me
Brody Van Wagenen part 2.
Stop.
That's what everyone's saying.
No.
That's what everyone's saying.
Who?
Salicata?
Stop. Let's see, dude. Cohen
kind of orchestrated all of this. I wanted
so he gets credit.
Business, and that we have the ability to affect millions of people's lives by how we operate. And so I'm thrilled to partner with them. I also want to thank and so different skill sets can get you
Brian
there.
Cashman
Certainly
2.0.
the subjective evaluation.
Yep. This is the assistant
really
general manager,
and remains
94
important.
season.
And will continue to be.
This is different. He was in Milwaukee, for God's sake.
Our goal here.
No, but come on, Tony. You
is
have to admit, this is pretty cheap, though. Like the
best in class,
like the way he's
phrase
talking about the partnership
regularly,
affecting the lives.
Everyone says that.
I don't know.
Yes. No.
There's got to be concern there for baseball ops, no?
Just like around the league, you mean?
No, for the Mets. I'm saying. I mean, you got this guy. I don't know. I could see it getting to the point where it is with Brian Cashman now, where people don't want to deal with it.
No, you can see it because you want it to, dude. Because you're nervous. You're nervous, dude. Yes, you are.
I'm not nervous.
You are nervous.
Never nervous about the Mets.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It looks like you are.
No, I've never.
You're shivering. You're shivering over there.
I've never been nervous about the New York Mets. But did you catch any of the baseball last night?
No, not really. I was really more into the hockey last night.
You see Chapman serve one up though. They still ended up winning.
He really?
But yeah, 8th inning.
But he's been doing
Jordan
well,
Alvarez.
Dude.
Yeah, but that park, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just think Texas is playing with fire. Pitching him late situations, especially if you get to the World Series.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's been though, like all postseason so far. He's been pitching in the 8th. He's been pitching in the 9th. So I forget who.
Jose Leclerc.
Leclerc. Yeah. So I don't know. It's been working so far, dude. Maybe that's good. He gets the home run out, and I can feel better. Dude.
I know one guy who knows that you're not going to feel good with Chapman pitching late in a game, and that is the one, the only Josh B.
He says, "Grand Rising." # rep the company. # rep DTV. # rep the sports port, dude.
And he knows that he sees the inner Brian Cashman and David Stearns.
Stop it, dude. Honestly, I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
But I feel like you weren't having it with the press conference either. You did not like that press conference.
I gotta watch it, dude. No one likes any press conference.
Well, I mean,
it's all like, oh, thank you this, thank you this. They all say that. It's a formality, dude.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, dude.
And Hot Take Johnny back.
Good morning,
today.
Gentlemen.
Good morning,
gentlemen.
So he's fired up. Always appreciate having him in the building. But let's go now, Tony, to the world of the National Football League.
He wants Jefferson, climbs the ladder. Oh my! my goodness! Justin Jefferson, the catch of his life.
Burrow fires, intercepted, picked off at a pick six. Minka Fitzpatrick, an absolute ball hawk.
Niners twist up front and get to Tagovailoa. Bosa again.
Mahomes escaping, on the move, stops, spins, flips it forward for the touchdown.
Stop it.
Aaron Jones, oh, what a tackle. Quincy Williams with a pile driver.
All right. We, was getting a little warm in here. I thought it was chilly at first. So we got the DTV company t-shirt. So once again, fuck out of here. Shout out Josh. Great job with these puppies.
Great shirt.
And it's nice. It's fitting well. The regimen, Tony. After a long weekend, the Islanders game, good to get back to the gym yesterday. The broccoli.
What did you have for dinner?
Every time if I'm making it, it's just chicken or shrimp with broccoli, brown rice, and bachan sauce.
Bachan.
Have you heard of bachan?
I have heard of it, dude. That does sound really good.
Yeah, but after you've had it, the past 4 weeks, like a couple times a week, I mean,
yeah, it's kind of old.
Yeah, I mean the whole process with the preparing the food, cooking the food, and then after you're done eating and you don't want to move, then you have to clean up.
The cleaning is brutal, dude.
Oh my god. Yeah. I mean, even loading the dishwasher, but it's just like, I don't know. It's still just annoying, but at the same time, I guess it's worth it. Then, like, if you try to get, like, I don't know, me and John were talking about it last night, like Nutrisystem or something. I mean, the prices, Tony, are through the roof. But it's nice. I think progress is coming. Maybe weigh-in coming too. I mean, we'll see. I still want to give it a couple more weeks though, just to really, really get the progress going. But couple comments while you're taking care of that. Robert Parker also saying, shout out to the company. Robert Saleh was wrong yesterday. Aaron Rodgers' real superpower is losing at home in the playoffs. A little shot fired. The Giant fan himself. Josh B saying the shirt, and then Jay saying, let's go Barnes. Consistency is a major key, dude. So yeah, I mean, it's muchacho. Hola. It's not easy. But we're getting it done. You still doing your jogging, Tony? Or
yeah, man. Today I didn't get to it though. It was just a tough time getting up. But yeah, I've been jogging almost every day. I think
5 times a week.
Weekday, I should say. Yeah, 5 times a week.
Wow.
Spread out throughout the week.
And it's always tracked, like you get the mileage.
Yeah. So like I'm still working on a better route over there at Manny's place, but I'm on like a mile and a half right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. I mean,
it's good. It's nice running on Black Rock. It's cool. It's better than running up in Stratford.
Yeah.
So
you never know if you're gonna get jumped on your run.
Honestly, dude.
Some days you're probably hoping for it though. Like make it a little interesting, see if you can work your way out of it.
Yeah.
Did you ever kind of want to get kidnapped and see if you could get escape? Or no?
Yeah, sure. I've thought about it. I thought about like running away from someone.
Yeah. like a chase.
Yeah. Literally, and it's like if I don't stop, like I'm gonna die.
You're dead.
I have to keep running. I've always wondered what that would be like.
Do you think like you would the afterburners would kick or no?
Absolutely, dude. Yeah. Like I like going through people's yards and shit, hopping fences. Definitely have to.
And I kind of wanted to, before we get to the Monday Night Football game last night, Robert Parker here, he mentions Robert Saleh, talking about how he's superhuman, and there's a lot of rumblings. People are talking week 12, Tony. I mean, Thursday's the start of week 7 that he could be back. I don't understand it. I don't expect it to happen, but I just like why the conversation though? That's what I'm a little confused about. Do you think it's actually I don't even think he's gonna come back, even if God forbid they made it to the Super Bowl. I don't think he's gonna come back. Why is this out there?
Why would you say God forbid they make it to the Super Bowl? Why did you just say that, Brian?
I'm saying like I think that's very outlandish.
You said God forbid.
But the point I'm trying to make is even then, we're talking February. This is what, in 5 weeks? So we're talking.
No, yeah, it is like, I mean, it is pretty crazy. But I mean, I couldn't even believe he was throwing without a boot or a cast or anything on. So like that's kind of crazy. So that's why people, I think, are speculating that he would come back. And of course, I mean, think about it. Like, I mean, what a tremendous story that would be. Like basically how, the Jets were obviously highly touted coming into the season, but it still wasn't going to be like, a rollover victory of the Super Bowl. They were still going to have, a lot of, competitive teams, even just in their division. And then you get first play, Rodgers out, division ends up not being that competitive even, like Bills don't look great. The Dolphins can be beatable. And then on top of that, now it's like, well, wait a minute. It kind of seems like Zach Wilson could hold it down at least to make it to the playoffs. And then if Rodgers is like, yo, I can play in the playoffs, and they still start him in the playoffs, makes the Super Bowl, wins the Super Bowl. Like it's a crazy story, dude.
Yeah. But I mean, come on though. I mean, do you really believe that that's possible?
Possible? I mean, yeah, dude. Bart
but
said
12,
it was.
No.
Bart said what?
Not
12,
week 12.
I don't know, man. Bart was talking about it, Bart and Hahn, and I forget who called in. It wasn't just like a normal Joe Schmo. It was like an actual, radio host or something, ESPN personality. But he was talking about it, how Bart sounds crazy for saying that, but he was like, oh, like he knew players when he played in the NFL, like offensive line that tore Achilles and came back that season.
But why would nobody else know that? You know what I mean? Like the only thing that comes to mind is wasn't even Achilles, but like Phil Rivers, the secret ACL surgery before that AFC Championship game against the Colts, I think 2006, Tony. Okay. But I don't know. It just, and I have a hard time believing that if he were to come back at any point this year, like I almost think there's like a 50-50 chance that he gets hurt again.
I know at that point, right?
Right? Like if it was up to you, regardless of
Wes Welker, Wes Welker, did he turn?
That was an ACL in week 16, and then he came back opening night. But that's still a lot more time allotted there.
Yeah.
But if it was up to you, and no matter how the rest of the season goes, even if it's like they make it to the Super Bowl, wouldn't you just not allow it if you were the general manager, owner?
I mean, no, I would not allow it. That's ridiculous. If they made it to the Super Bowl without Aaron Rodgers, I'm not starting Aaron Rodgers if he's healthy. It's ridiculous.
I'm trying to think. Okay, now we're getting real crazy here. But let's say they make the playoffs. It's winning in against New England Sunday Night Football, Week 18. And they win the game, but late. Zach injured, out for the playoffs. Then do you do it?
Yeah.
That's really the only scenario.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I just really don't want to risk it. And I think if we get deep enough in the playoffs, there's, clearly, I guess Zach's not fucking it up too much if that happens. So, I think just they should probably lay off that. Did you also hear how he said that through their gauntlet of the first 6 weeks of the schedule that the Jets embarrassed all the top quarterbacks? Did you see that he said that or no?
Who said that?
Robert Saleh. I
mean, I did not see that he said that.
But another thing, like, I don't know if that was the right thing to say because, like, I don't know. Maybe Josh Allen opening night, but other than that, I mean, was Hurts really embarrassed? Like, I don't know about that. No.
I mean, I would say Hurts was embarrassed.
Yeah,
4 turnovers.
Yeah, but I think but he said you embarrassed all of them, and then I think best case scenario you embarrassed 2. I mean, what did Dak do to you?
2. Yeah. Well, I mean, is he counting Dak as a top?
Well, he said through their first 6 games, we thoroughly embarrassed all the top quarterbacks in the league.
Well, obviously, Dak was not one of them. Yeah, right. But like, I don't think he's considering Dak to be a top quarterback in the league. He's thinking of Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts.
Kind of a weird way to say it, though, I think.
Yeah, I suppose so. He obviously isn't counting Mac Jones, or it seems like Dak Prescott, too. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I wouldn't say you embarrassed Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes had some mistakes you don't see often in that game.
Right. But he kind of embarrassed you running for all those yards.
Yeah, at the end of the game, like he's like that was a big reason why they won. It's because he was running all over you in the last 2 minutes of the game. That's not good. But yeah, I would say I guess you embarrassed. Allen had 3 interceptions.
3 interceptions.
Right?
Yeah, no, I thought was embarrassing. I'll give him that. It is crazy too, Tony, to think about. I know you can't do this, but think about what could have been. Because you think about that Chiefs game and then the Patriots 5-1. Could you imagine the buzz right now? 5-1.
Imagine, I know, dude. It would be so sick. The Buzz 5-1. I mean, you're leading the division.
I mean, I think if we were 4-1 going
Yeah.
into the Eagles game, I think we all would have went to the game.
That would have been sick, dude. Yeah. That would've been great.
And I believe it's a technical road game, Giants week 8, and then another home game against the Chargers. Can we pull up the schedule?
Week 9?
Yeah. Before they go play the Raiders. It was nice. Boomer was back on the halftime last night, the fastest 3 minutes, and he did do
nice.
the Raiders. Yeah.
Love that, dude. So we're at Giants, basically, and then we're in
Las Vegas.
Las
yeah.
Vegas.
But I'm saying that's 2 home games because Giants is obviously at MetLife and then Chargers. Go to the bottom though. I mean, how many go all the way? Okay. So Patriots. So we're on the road 3 out of the last 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. You're at home versus the Commanders.
Yeah, at Browns. Doesn't it seem like though, forecasting, and I guess I kind of alluded to this yesterday, or at the Horseshoe, but poetic justice that it would be a win and in against the Patriots to stop the 15-year streak.
That would be kind of sick.
Would you have confidence?
Yeah, a lot more.
But it's just annoying though that it's like even if the Patriots going into that game have like 3 wins, that Belichick that will make his whole season. Like he's going to be so amped up for that. I hate that, but who knows? Maybe it won't even come down to that.
Yeah, who knows? Hopefully, hopefully it doesn't, dude.
Given the remaining schedule, given the 3-3 record so far, if you had to give me something, Derek Ho back for more.
Hi there.
We could never get a little more besides that one time.
Oh, back for more.
Is it like a automated message? You think at this point?
I don't know. I don't think so, dude. Somebody. I don't know.
But if you give me a projection here, Tony. So we got 6 games down. Obviously, 11 games to go.
11 games to go. So let's say, just run it down here.
Beat the Giants.
Beat the Giants is 1.
4-3.
4-3. Beat the Chargers
5-3. Raiders.
Beat the Raiders 6-3.
Lose to the Bills. 6-4. Lose to the Dolphins 6-5. Beat the Falcons 7-5.
No. Beat the Dolphins
7-4.
7-4.
Beat the Falcons 8-4. Beat the Texans 9-4. Lose to the Dolphins 9-5. Beat the Commanders 10-5. Lose to Browns.
Yeah, I say lose to Browns.
10-6. Beat Patriots 11.
11.
I mean, that would be insane. So 11. So that means going 8-3.
Mm-hmm.
That would be something. Solid coach of the year at that point with Zach Wilson.
Yes, absolutely, dude.
Jay Bird was right on it, 8-3 in their last 11 games.
Love it. There we go, dude.
It's just amazing though.
Hyped right now.
Oh yeah, but it is amazing though what that win did on Sunday. You know what I mean? It's like there is a path forward. It's not crazy talk.
I mean, your defense is looking fucking elite.
Yeah.
And
imagine if they get the tackling down.
Yeah. Imagine if they get the tackling down and, they're healthy.
Right.
After the bye week here.
Right. Sauce, DJ Reed.
Like, come on, dude. That's huge. Your practice squad guys out there.
And you think because it's the Giants, obviously they share a building. And, maybe overall the past 10 years, they've had more success than the Jets. You don't think there's any chance of an overlook coming off the bye, jacked up, getting over 500 type of deal?
Overlooked by the Jets?
No, I'm saying like they're not going to be. They're going to be highly motivated. Guys will be healthy, and you think there'll be a game against the Giants. No chance to be caught off guard.
Yeah, no, I think, especially with the way the offensive line is for the Giants here, I mean, I don't think Daniel Jones is going to be able to move.
Yeah. No, you're right.
He's even healthy,
honestly, and I don't know what hot take Johnny thinks of this because he's always talking, comparing his speed to Lamar Jackson. But I think after what I saw, I would give Tyrod Taylor a couple more starts. What do you think? Honestly, Jones is not. Jones is like,
I guess,
like,
dude.
I don't know. You take all the starting quarterbacks in the league. Where does he rank? I mean, he's got to be bottom 5.
Daniel Jones?
Yeah,
I guess.
So I just feel like
bottom 5.
I don't know. Tyrod, moved the ball better. I mean, obviously he made some poor decisions there. With that audible
Yeah, he checked to run.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not good, dude.
No.
I don't know. He didn't really give me anything that would warrant another start.
But Jones though, jeez.
I don't think Jones is that terrible, dude. He's struggling with a lot. There's a lot going on that's wrong with the Giants, dude.
Yeah, that's true. Couple comments to get to before we finally get to last night's game.
Yes.
The first, Jay asking how my fantasy team is going. And actually, I was going to bring this up. So as you know, 5 fantasy teams. I know, yes, crazy, all of that. But I actually had some tight finishes with my teams. The first one, I was really, really sweating this out, and the Herbert pick at the end of the game sealed this. But it was like going into the game, I was up like 29, and it's like a higher scoring league. And he had Herbert. So I'm sweating it out. He throws that second touchdown to tie the game at 17 late in the game. But then that interception, and I end up winning by like 3 points, completely saves my season. It just like what we're talking about with the Jets, starting 2-4 versus being 3-3. So now, everything restarts. So I had that. And then another league, they had Austin Eckler. And I was up like 20, and he kind of got off to a good start, but then did nothing in the second half. Got stopped at the 1 yard. I would have lost actually if he didn't get stopped at the 1 yard line there late in the game. So overall, Jay, giving you the full synopsis: 4-2 in one league, 2 leagues 3-3, and then 2 leagues 2-4. One of the leagues that I'm 2-4 though, I completely blew it. Waited for some guy that I thought was going to play Monday night, didn't, so that's why I lost. And the team is loaded, Jay. And I want you to give me your opinion. I know Tony will chime in, I'm sure, here too. But tell me that this is not, and I know, yes, fantasy different than reality. We get that. But tell me this doesn't sound like a team that would be way better than 2-4. So Joe Burrow, Garrett Wilson, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Mike Evans, Josh Jacobs, DeAndre Swift, Evan Ingram, with Evan McPherson at kicker. Tony, you're telling me that's a 2-4 fantasy team?
2-4.
Yeah, no way, right?
No.
So somehow that team's 2-4, but this team, which I think is still good, but probably the other team is better than this. Mahomes, Jamar Chase, Tyler Lockett, Michael Thomas, Travis Etienne, Pacheco, Ingram, Alexander Madison, Harrison Butker. You want to talk about underrated fantasy assets, Tony? A kicker last week, Butker on Thursday Night Football, 17 points. And then also the Detroit and Pittsburgh defense. So, there's some hope over there. Fantasy is a long season, and it's nice too for fantasy. It's unlike, I don't know, I guess real, like division playoff races, where it really is just get in, because every week is different. And it doesn't matter if you finish first or you got the last playoff spot. It just matters what's going on that weekend. That's what makes fantasy so exciting.
Yeah. No, yeah, I totally agree. I can see myself getting into it.
Yeah. No, I honestly, I'm mad I missed the boat for hockey. I wanted to try that. I am going to do basketball, even though like the basketball knowledge, not quite what it used to be, but maybe, this year we'll get back into it. Very poor performance. I think cashed once in like 6 or 7 years of fantasy basketball this league. But you know what? We just cashed this year for baseball. Good things ahead, Tony.
Great things, dude. We also have a comment from Matt Ryan.
Your buddy.
My buddy says, I just hope Zach Wilson improves. And I'm going to let Jay answer that for you, Matthew. He says small improvements week over week, Matthew Ryan. And then Jay Bird go back to the fan. He says, Burrow underperforming this year.
Yeah, I mean, tough start. Really good game 2 weeks ago. And then this past week, decent. But I think, Jay, stretch run. Bengals looking like they're going to have to play to the wire to get in. Tough division. So I think he's going to ball out down the stretch. So I feel good about that. As long as the cap's okay.
Yes, the calf, dude.
But I do have Brock Purdy as my backup. I know struggled last week, but I think he will rebound against the Vikings on Monday Night Football.
Oh, really?
You don't think so?
Brock Purdy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think about Matt Ryan? Still chirping. We need touchdowns. Zach improving, needing touchdowns.
Yeah, Zach improving. Dude, come on, dude. You guys are playing the Giants. Like, this is gonna be prime example. Like, let's go. Like, he's gonna be coming in, and it's
now he's supposed to be the risen Messiah.
Thank you very much.
I mean, he will be the risen Messiah if they go 8-3, get in the playoffs, and actually they start finishing drives. I mean, yes, he will be the risen Messiah.
Yeah.
Joni. But I mean, do you think
Josh B at it again, dude?
Right on, Josh.
I
Right
can't
on.
wait to beat you in bowling, Josh. Absolutely torch you.
But I mean, in all seriousness, Tony, not just the simplistic yes. You really think like, next game against the Giants, we will actually see the Jets finish drives? Because last couple of weeks, tons of field goals. Zerloin's leg must be sore from the amount of field goals.
It.
No, every time it's a field goal, though. It is. Though. You have to admit. So I mean, that's what's in all seriousness. I know you think I'm kidding, but that's gonna make the difference in how this season finishes. Finishing drives.
Yes, no, I totally agree. Finishing is it's gonna be really important against the Giants. Like you said, it's almost like a home game. I think there's gonna be more Jets fans than Giants fans there, if you ask me. And I think Jets fans are gonna show up pretty big. Wilson's going to be riled. There's going to be a lot of momentum in their favor from coming off the win, obviously, and then, of course, celebrating through the week, being well rested, being healthy, defense stopping Jones. Like, you're going to see an entirely new Jets team.
I know we're a little far out, because you're not even playing this week, but if you had to give me in like an honest stat line, Zach Wilson against the Giants.
An honest stat line. I don't know, man. Throws maybe like, I don't know, 30 of 36 passes, right?
30 of 36. Matt
dude.
Ryan just collapsed.
Yeah,
when you said
I
that.
hope
Same
he
thing.
did, dude.
Josh B has already got the cold sweats.
4 touchdown passes, no interceptions. None, dude. None.
4 touchdown passes, 30 for 36. I mean, if we say that, I think I might fully be on board. I have to say, and if Yanni was here right now, he would say, "Drug test that man." Yanni. And I know Yanni was a little disappointed last night. His favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys, coming away victorious here, 20-17 over the Chargers. And yes, the Cowgirls, like he likes to say. A very back and forth game. And before I get into the summary, Tony, were you able to catch any of this? I know you were on the Rangers. Did you go back and forth at all, or was pretty much all Rangers last night?
All Rangers, dude. Stop.
Comment. What do we got? I'm sure not betting the mortgage on it. I feel like one of Josh's
let's go to bet the mortgage.
Josh's best comments was when he was saying to Mike, he's like, every week you say to bet the mortgage and we lose the house.
Yeah. So funny.
But anyway, so the Chargers, start out the scoring here. 5-play, 42-yard drive after a really good punt return. Keenan Allen, the 1-yard touchdown pass from Herbert. That made the Chargers up 7-0 here. Dallas, though, able to go on a extended drive, 9 plays, 75 yards. Dak Prescott, kind of reminded me of what the Jets did when they didn't guard Mahomes. I think it was a 4th and 1, and they faked the handoff, goes 18 yards for the score. So that tied the game at 7. Second quarter, a lot of defense. So it was so funny. The first quarter, you get those touchdown drives back to back, and you're thinking, geez, this is gonna go to what, 70 points tonight. And me and John actually had the first half under 24, Tony. So there's 14 points scored in a matter of 8.5 minutes. So we're thinking, okay, well, this is cooked. And then the entire rest of the way, only score at the horn, Brandon Aubrey from 32 yards out.
Crazy.
Made it 10-7 Dallas. And it was a very interesting scenario. Dallas driving down the field. You have a shot at the end zone. There's 8 seconds left. Coach Mike McCarthy decides to wind the clock to 3 seconds, then take the timeout. And obviously it didn't come back to bite, but we always talk about how important end of half, end of game scenarios are. That definitely could have came back to haunt. And I know you don't want to turn the ball over, but I think you take an end zone shot with 8 seconds. You're going to have at least 2 seconds left on the clock. They don't do that. It ends up working out for them as they go into the half, 10-7. Third quarter, again, a lot of defense. Cameron Dicker, a 24-yard field goal And this is after 2. I believe the Chargers were stopped on 4th down as well. So that was another scoring opportunity they missed. Cowboys, 4th quarter, a little over 11 minutes to go. 8 plays, 75-yard drive capped off by a Brandon Cooks 2-yard touchdown pass from Dak Prescott. First touchdown as a Cowboy. And he's a guy, that's produced everywhere he's gone. You think he started with the Saints, went to the Patriots, then to the Rams, was wide receiver number 1 for the Texans for a couple of years. Hasn't got the ball much, but we know about his speed, so you would think Dallas will utilize him more. He also had a big catch late in the 4th quarter as well. Chargers get the ball back, and I don't know if you saw this. So Dallas punts, or no, Chargers punt. Dallas, there was their own player hit into a Chargers player who hit into the returner after he called for fair catch. They touched the ball first, counts as a fumble, and then the Chargers get the ball at the 20-yard line, score in 4 plays. So that seemed like, wow, is Dallas going to, blow it now? But so they tie up the game there. Gerald Everett, 1-yard touchdown pass from Herbert at 17. Brandon Aubrey, after a 14-play, 54-yard drive, as Michael walks in the door here, caps off the drive with a field goal to give the Cowboys a 20-17 lead.
Nice shirt. Love the shirt.
Thanks, bro.
Nice shirt. Oh, the shirt.
And Aubrey from 39 yards out gives them the lead.
Bye-bye.
Chargers get the ball back, and Justin Herbert, after on the 4th play, intercepted by Johnston. Game over.
Wow.
It ball intended for Johnson. Stephon Gilmore with the pick. So the Chargers losing another tight game. Dallas escapes here to go to 4-2, remain 1 game back of Philadelphia. In just a really tough loss for the Chargers. And it just feels like, Tony, same old story for the Chargers. And it's almost like the Chargers are a more advanced version of the Cowboys in terms of blowing it. Because you always think about the Cowboys, the playoffs, divisional round, losing late, a field goal. Chargers are even worse every single time. Every single time.
I mean, I guess you could only argue maybe it's a little bit early in Herbert's career. I feel like, Dak's been blowing it for longer. But yes, I see exactly what you're saying. And that late interception, the poor coaching. It's no good, dude.
Yeah. You would think it's a matter of time with Brandon Staley, that he's going to let go. Because it just seems like you have so much talent on this team. I mean, Herbert, no excuse to get intercepted there. And he didn't miss. Geez, I think it was Keenan Allen wide open, on another throw. But, we know how we feel about Justin Herbert. I mean, last night, 227, 2 touchdowns, did have the 1 interception, also scrambled for 20 yards. And, his top receiver, Keenan Allen, 7 receptions for 85 yards. But a tough loss for the Chargers, nevertheless. Sigh of relief for Dallas. And they did this. Dak played pretty well. Was sacked 5 times, but threw for 272 yards, 1 touchdown. On the ground, 96 yards as a team. Tony Pollard bunched up for the majority of the night, only 2 yards per carry on 15 attempts. Dak, though, ran for 40 yards and had a rushing touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, leading receiver, 7 receptions, 117 yards. Also, in the 4th quarter, Tony Pollard caught like an 8-yard pass, broke a tackle, ended up taking it 60 yards. So that was one of the bigger plays in this game. But when we look at, both of these teams, Tony, I mean, does this tell you any more about Dallas or Los Angeles that we didn't know going into this game?
I guess not really. I mean, I guess Dak not turning the ball over despite being sacked 5 times is good. But I mean, you still expect, maybe some more touchdowns, some more throwing passes. And then we knew about the Chargers, I guess. Austin Eckler didn't have a phenomenal game first game back. Had a couple good carries, I guess, but for the most part, 14 carries, averaging 1.9 yards a carry. I don't know, dude. Both these teams are really, I wouldn't say bottom of the barrel, but like Brian, like you were saying, I mean, these are two teams that struggle to win games late. I mean, look at how they came out. They both came out pretty hot. You said they scored, 14 points in the first few minutes, first couple drives. And then it was just absolutely, quiet from there, which is really kind of a shame because, like you said, it looked like it was going to be an absolute shootout. I mean, their third down efficiency for both teams was around the same, Dallas was 5 for 13, Chargers 5 for 14. Again, I think that speaks to the lack of their running game. I mean, you weren't really, your offensive line weren't really, run blocking that well. And then on top of it, your running backs weren't going anywhere. So that's why your third down efficiency wasn't great. Dak under Prescott constantly. And then Herbert with inaccuracy. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. Both these teams, I think, have been totally underwhelming. I know the Cowboys did come up with the win. They're 4-2. But I mean, you want to look ahead a little bit on the Cowboys schedule. Next week they have the Rams at home. They're playing the Rams. So I mean, I guess that's good they're at home, but the Rams are probably going to beat them. Then they're in Philly against the Eagles, probably going to lose that game. And then they're at home against the Giants. You never know, but obviously it seems like based on week 1 here, you probably would beat them, probably beat the Panthers. Maybe you can beat the Commanders, but then you got Seahawks again at home. You probably lose. I would say Eagles at home again, lose to them. On the road against the Bills, on the road against the Dolphins, home against the Lions too, which could be kind of iffy. I don't know, dude. I mean, these next games, I don't know, 4-2, right? Let's say they're 4-3, 4-4, 5-4. We'll call it 6-4, 7-4, 7-5, 7-6, 7-7, 7-8, 7-9. Maybe they go 8-9, potentially 7-10 right here for the Cowboys. And I mean, that's not good at all. I feel like, for them. I mean, they may miss the playoffs at that point. Let's see if they were 7-10. Let's see. 7-10, you probably be beating out the Commanders, certainly be beating out the Giants, will not be beating out the Eagles. And I mean, if the record you're looking at is 7-10, I mean, Detroit's got that. The Bucks, obviously out of the South. You have the Niners, the Seahawks, the Rams looking for the wild card. Potentially the Saints even looking for a wild card. Potentially the Packers looking for a wild card. The Bears, the Vikings probably going nowhere there. So I guess maybe the Cowboys have a shot at getting a wild card. But I don't know, dude. I just don't know. And the Chargers, again, we saw last season too, just absolutely buckling under the pressure. But that's pretty interesting there to, I guess, look ahead spot for the Cowboys. I don't know how the Chargers are going to be doing it. Jeez. I mean, they're 2-3 now. Looking ahead, I mean, you get the Chiefs. You're in Arrowhead next week against the Chiefs. Midday game. Chargers probably aren't going to be that competitive there. I know the Chiefs looked like a little iffy in terms of scoring and everything, but I mean, there's no way the Chargers, I feel like, will keep it competitive. And then you have the Bears. That could be a win, but then you're in New Jersey against the Jets, automatic loss right there. So yeah, I don't know. Chargers, I mean, I don't know. Their season's looking kind of dim right now, but let's get to some comments before we move on. Let's see. Josh B, in regards of Zach Wilson, no chance. He's out in my book. He's got to prove me wrong at this point. He says 7 games, 270 yards plus, 1 or more TDs per game, and no more than 3 interceptions in those 7 games. And maybe, he says, he might think Zach could be our guy. Dude, honestly, if he posts those numbers over the next 7 games, like, yeah, he better be your guy, Josh. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, he's right. I've said it to you a bunch of times. Renee riled up.
Oh, thanks, Renee.
But Yeah, I mean, I think he's done better than I expected, but we still need more, and obviously I've been saying this all along. And one phrase that we used to use all the time that we haven't is litmus test, Tony. And
Yes.
really the Giants game is that. There's no, we could quack all we want about it. If he doesn't have a good game against the Giants, I mean, that's unacceptable.
Quack.
So I can't wait to see it, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm sure Matt Ryan can't wait to see it as well. He's saying at Josh B, the company prez, I am just saying he has a short rope. I think he means leash. By that point. And then Lonnie says, let's go. Good morning, gentlemen. How was your night's exclamation point question mark? My night was great. Lonnie, thanks for asking. I hope yours was good too. Chargers once again found a way to lose a game. Damn shame. The coach is on the way out. Let's go Isles tonight, dude. Rep the company, rep DTV. I have been noticing Lonnie on social media is now, really, really posting a lot about the Islanders, dude.
Yeah, he's fired up. He's fired up. That was an exciting game the other night. And we'll see, if they could follow it up. You know what I'm saying? And obviously we'll talk about hockey in a second. Oh, they got the Coyotes who have that back-to-back, which
That's
we'll
tough
talk about
back for the Coyotes.
that in a second, as well. But I did hear you say, Tony, before I stepped out for a second, or when I was coming back in, you really think it's that bleak for the Chargers?
Yeah, dude. Again, just looking at the rest of their schedule, right? Their upcoming schedule. I think I went through the Cowboys too. I think they were 7-10, possibly 8-9.
The Cowboys?
The Cowboys.
You think they're gonna go 8-9?
8-9.
Wow. Okay.
Why, you think they'd be way better than that?
I mean, I just assumed they would win at least 10, 11 games. But
no, dude, it's not what I had. I just went through it right there. 4-2 now, right? Rams next week, loss, 4-3. Eagles loss, 4-4. Giants win, 5-4. Panthers 6-4. Commanders 7-4. Seahawks 7-5. Eagles.
Whoa, I don't think. I mean, that's a toss-up game, definitely.
All right. Well, I'm saying 7-5.
But you know what I'm saying. That's
Eagles,
not like a easy
7-6.
I get the Dolphins and the Bills and the Lions. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, those, I'm like,
But
that's
they're
tough
gonna.
right
But
there,
watch,
dude.
they're gonna win 10 games, and they could
I
be
don't
the
think
Eagles. I'm not
so.
saying that they're definitely gonna be the Eagles, but I think they'll split with the Eagles, and I think you had them losing both, or no?
Yeah.
I think they'll split with the Eagles.
No.
And I would not be surprised if they beat either the Bills or the Dolphins.
No.
Just one of them.
I can't do it.
You're big anti-Dallas. It's like going back to your Giant roots.
Oh, I'm just calling it like I see it, Brian. But then LA, we were talking about, right?
Yep,
The Chargers. Again, I mean, I don't know. Chiefs loss.
Chiefs lost, but you never know. But I get it. If I had to say something, yes, I would say loss.
Bears win. Bears, like they win. They
Yep,
beat the
Bears
Bears.
win. So that's what?
3-4.
3-4. Jets, that's a toss-up.
3-5.
Lions 3-6. Beat Packers. Beat Packers.
All right. 4-6.
4-6. Ravens, honestly, I think they're
Toss
better
up?
than the Ravens.
Really?
5-6,
Let's
better
say
than the
5 and
Patriots.
6,
6-6, better than the Browns.
6 and
7-6, better than the Raiders. 8-6. Lose to the Bills 8-7. Broncos 9-7. Chiefs 9-8.
Okay.
I mean,
That's a little bit more respectable, I guess.
yeah. So we'll see. I mean, if they miss the playoffs, so Brandon Staley's out.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
Absolutely, dude. Jay Bird says, was the Chargers fan an industry plant?
Oh,
Any-
yes. Yeah.
any thoughts?
Did you see that?
No.
Just search Chargers fan. They were featuring this lady last night that was like dancing, going nuts, the emotions of the game.
The Asian lady.
Mhm,
Yes,
mhm.
yes, dude. What the hell is that? Do you think it was a plant?
I mean, it's one of those
Dude, she
things.
looks fucking crazy.
I want to say no, but then again, the way that things are, I would not be surprised if it was yes.
I would not be surprised if it was yes as well. Who the lady, Jay? Yes, Lonnie. She seemed a little too into it. Jay Bird says. Too into it, he says. Which is kind of funny. But, I mean, yeah, I did see some glimpses of her.
But
on
you think
social
bot
media.
or no? Clone?
Clone, robot,
Thorn?
Thorn. Lonnie, the voice scrambler.
Yeah, the voice scrambler.
The voice scrambler, dude.
Yeah,
you kicked your cable out. Dude?
But you're saying it's a plant, it's a bot.
Yes, I would say
AI
yes.
or no?
AI. Yes, I would say it's an artificial robot, dude.
No, it's not.
Why?
No, I don't know. You just don't seem like you're being
It's gonna come out. AI robot. I'm telling you, AI robot.
Matt Benedetto. Haven't heard from him in a little bit.
Is
He
anyone
says,
riled for the return of Jamal Williams in New Orleans?
I mean, I am because I have him on a couple fantasy teams, Benny. But also, I think we're playing this week for fantasy. Desperate for a win. I'm only 2-4 after beating Matera last week. So gonna be a big matchup. Maybe Jamal could wait, an extra week just to give me, a little advantage. But looking forward to the matchup for sure. So good to have Benny with us here. And Lonnie saying he was cheering too. Fuck the Cowboys. Jaybird robot for sure.
Jaybird, no, Barnes. It's a plant from the higher powers that be, with the LA Chargers having the lowest attendance and television views. So they put the Asian woman who's a passionate fan, right? Maybe not. Could be an actress, probably an actress. And to get what? The Asian community riled. Let's get you to Chargers games. LA, high Asian community. Where you at?
Yeah. No, exactly. And that's the first thing I said. I said I would want to say no, but unfortunately seems like a yes.
My mother agrees. Jay Bird said I'm on speaking facts. My mom pissed off. We skipped her hello. Hello.
That's Tony's fault now.
Yes, yeah. And Matt Ryan wants to know, Tony, what made you a Zach Wilson fan?
Michael.
I guess Michael made a big, was a big factor in that. But I'm also just like a Jets fan. It's like, why am I not rooting for?
But I think it was. Tell me I'm off base here or off kilter, whatever you want to say, Tony. Out of pocket. But I think it's a combination of Michael, and then also, just wanting to go against the grain. Seemed like too many people, hating on Zach Wilson. So you just wanted to just stand on Revis Island by yourself.
Stop it.
Yeah, that's part of it. It's part of it.
It's nothing
You're
to
telling
do
me
with that.
not 1% of the ideology was to not go with the masses.
No,
not even 1%.
No, I did not think of that at all, dude.
So
I would much rather have Rodgers starting, like obviously.
No. But I'm saying, so you're saying Michael, and you're saying because he's the quarterback, being a new Jets fan that you are, you just felt like you had to support him. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Take your word for it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Matt Ryan, Tony is a confused fan. Let's start there. And then
That's
Benny
ridiculous. You're confused.
Also said, is that the Matt Ryan? It is not the Matt Ryan, Benny. It could be. But this is just a diehard Jets fan who's had enough of Zach Wilson, surprised that he was able to beat the Eagles, and wants to see more like all of us Jets fans.
Yes, well, he's being reformed right now, Matthew Ryan.
Wait, is he AI or?
Lonnie's saying you heard that, Mom. My mother, your boy's Jets fans now. He's so out of pocket for that.
I'm kind of curious though, because you've kind of been like not really saying too much. Like at the end of the day, based on what we've seen, I don't know, the last 3 weeks, do you still believe that Zach needs to improve?
He's to improve. Yeah, certainly.
Okay. So like last week, for instance, what would you rate that performance? Like A to F.
Against the Eagles here this past week, you're saying. A to F. B minus.
B minus. Quarterback rating 37. Tony.
You know what are those ratings, by the way, dude? I feel like they're all kind of cockeyed.
No, because they used to do just like a regular passer rating, but now quarterback rating encompasses like the decisions to run with the ball, take sacks, all of that stuff. So at league average is 50. So it was below average, didn't turn it over. But like we said, finishing the drives, Tony. Finishing. Lonnie also saying, yes, Mom, you raised him a Giants fan. Now he's a Jets fan. What is happening? But I mean, your dad is a Jets fan, right? So I mean, there's that.
He is, yeah.
So, but yeah, that's good stuff. Week 7, Tony, begins in 2 days, and Benny mentioned, Jamal Williams. I guess he's coming back from short-term IR here, and it's they are hosting the Jags right now. the Saints are 3-point favorites because Trevor Lawrence is nursing a knee injury. So there's some uncertainty to his availability for Thursday night.
It's going to be a big problem for Jags.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see how they win. I don't even know who the backup is, and, I'll look it up. And I guess he was listed as a non-participant in yesterday's practice, but I'm guessing, short week you'd have him. So CJ Beathard, who started for the 49ers a few years ago, would get the start, third round pick out of Iowa, 2017.
Iowa?
Yep.
Who is that? Where Brock Purdy went to? Iowa
State.
George
Kittle went to Iowa, and I believe was teammates though with CJ Beathard. So they were once teammates on the 49ers. But that would be a big advantage for New Orleans there. Because otherwise, I mean, you think Jacksonville easy or no?
I mean, I don't know how much confidence do you have in CJ here? What do you think? Is he like? Let's just look up some stats here, some game logs, maybe even. So let's see. Can I get? Oh, here we go. When was the last time he had a start?
Years ago. I mean, it's probably 3-4 years ago.
Say 2018. Let's see. Oh,
You just one more second.
Oh yeah. Hey Tom. Yeah, Tom. Anyway, so looking at CJ. Oh my God, Matthew Ryan is calling in. Might as well take it while Barnes is outside. Matthew, stand by. 1 second. I'm just putting you through. Matthew, you're live on the Sports Port, bud.
Oh, so I will apologize that he was not just good. He was okay, but he still got a C- rating from me.
Yeah, I can see that.
He didn't play terrible, but we still need a quarterback to get us over the touchdown hump. Be honest with yourself. Come on.
I don't know, man. I mean, I just feel like
come on.
If he keeps improving, and honestly, what Josh was saying, if the next 7 games, we're looking at over 275 passing yards. He keeps it clean by limiting interceptions. Just like Brian said too, finishing some drives.
I just want you to know that I apologize because I didn't think that I was surprised they would win. Mm-hmm. But now he needs to show me a big step, or we need to get Kirk Cousins.
I don't think you're not getting Kirk Cousins, though. There's no way Kirk Cousins is coming
Ryan
to the Jets temporarily for Rodgers to come back next year and play.
I really think that they're going to try to get a better quarterback. I hate to say it. I think they've seen enough of Zach.
I don't know. Salah seems to love it. I don't know.
I don't think
question for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So we know we don't have a second round pick as a Rodgers. We're not going to trade our first round pick. So would you give up a third round pick for Cousins?
Oh, absolutely. Any day of the week.
No, terrible idea.
Why
would you give a third round pick for him?
Yeah, that's the one thing I have to say. I don't like Zach. I would like him off the team if I could get a better quarterback. However, I just think, to give up a third round pick for Cousins, it's not like I could see, Cousins, the quarterback in the Canyon of Heroes, on a float, Matthew Ryan. You know what I'm saying?
I could see it. I could see it more than Zach. We are a wild card. The ceiling is a wild card team. We could miss the playoffs very easily if he has a couple blow-up games. That's why I really think he needs – I hate to say he still needs to be benched, but what do we have? We have Simeon, who I don't trust anymore like I thought I did. He's not elevated to number 2 right now, so that shows something. So we do need another quarterback. In my opinion, we That's the one thing Douglas needs is to just say, you know what, Zach, you did great. You got us to 3-3. I need you to take a step back and help the team win in a different way by taking a step back.
Yeah. No, it's a tough spot. I don't really want to give up assets. But obviously, I could see him coming in the way of, us making a run. And but I do think, if he is going to improve and like the way that, Tony and Michael are expecting, like I was saying before, I mean, this Giants game is a big spot. You just hate to, I mean, God forbid they lose that game because of him. I mean, that'll be brutal.
Oh, yeah, no, that's when I would go back to my old self when I would say, okay, you need to start Simeon. If they lose the Giant game, but Tony, I just need to ask Tony a question. Why do you think Zach Wilson's going to be good all of a sudden after he gave him a B? He threw 186 yards, no TDs, no interceptions, just 186 yards, took a sack, a couple sacks that were questionable.
Oh.
I think I could answer the question for Tony.
No. First of all, I gave him a B minus.
I know what Tony's going to say.
Give him a B minus, first of all. And second of all, it's not like out of nowhere or all of a sudden. It's like being a gradual improvement for Zach Wilson. And you can't say he hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think, though, you would have, blindly, if you're just looking at this situation from a whole and doing a little forecasting, Tony, which we like to do on the show from time to time, you would have definitely expected when you drafted him number 2 overall to be more ahead of where he is right now. Yes. I think that's the biggest problem.
I think that is, yes.
Yeah, because you and Michael's, I hate to say it, seem to be, if Michael's even around the show, he should be answering, but
he'll burst in the room in a second and say, quack, quack. Yeah.
He's not here, is he? He's not
he's in the other room. But like I said, he might burst in. You never know.
All I know is that you and Michael seem to love Zach Wilson, which I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I was sorry because I didn't think they could win with him. Now they're winning in spite of him. I was wrong about that.
Well, I appreciate your apology. And if the situation comes where Zach Wilson blows it, I'm sure, Mike and I will be giving you an apology, but that's not going to happen, man.
Yeah, but no, like I just feel like he needs to throw some touchdowns and not have 186 yards. That is a little pathetic.
I think he will. I mean, I think that's one thing again, like he's been improving and that's probably one thing he hasn't had yet.
I don't see this. I'm going to say this. I don't see the improvement as fast as I would like it.
Right. No. I mean, naturally, this is year 3. So,
and that's why if you were the Jets right now, you had signed Simeon. He's not number 2. I thought he would have been number 2 by now. That's an issue because now all your chips are with the kid who is slowly progressing. Like by the end of the year, he could be a C+, but that's not good enough to get to the playoffs.
No, it's not. But I mean, you knew that even when you had Rodgers. If Roger went down, you knew then all your chips were in with Zach Wilson because you had nobody else. You weren't going to get anybody else. I don't know why they even brought in Simeon. It was maybe just to shut people up or to appease people or to have an actual backup quarterback because their backup quarterback, I mean, God forbid Wilson goes down. It's better to have Simeon, I guess, start at that point. But it's interesting.
I just feel like if we had, I know you're gonna get that, but I felt like we had Simeon in the Patriot game, we would have been in a much better.
Why are we still talking about this, Matthew? Simeon in the Patriot game? No,
we could have been 4-2.
No, but I think honestly,
4-2. We can't.
To find some common ground, and I know. No, I know Matthew Ryan will agree with me. I think a game like that definitely concerns you that down the stretch, maybe even week 18, Tony, that they could find themselves to have to beat the Patriots. And will that type of game happen? And I think as a Jets fan, it's hard not to be nervous that he could cost us a game. I just am of the mindset, Matt, that I don't want to give up really any draft picks for next year. I think we're already hamstrung because we lost that second round pick. I wanted Wentz all along. That didn't cost you anything. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like that is going to happen. I just prefer insurance to be off the street. I don't want to give up any draft picks unless it's like a 6th rounder. I guess we'll let it slide.
I just again, here's my thinking. You right now with the way the schedule is looking, that week 18 matchup is a very good possibility. That's a winning in game. I really don't want to have a winning in game on Zach Wilson's shoulders. I really don't. I'd really rather have, even if it's Simeon for one game. That's why the 4-2 game. That's why I keep bringing up the Patriot game. That game is honestly the black mark on Zach Wilson this year because he can't win against the Patriots, and you know it as well as I do. If that's a winning in game in Week 18, you don't want Tony.
Yes, you do. Yes, I do. I do. Even if Wilson even makes it to a potential where it is a winning in game last week of the season, that means he's been doing well.
I honestly,
as far as I'm concerned,
if it comes down to that, I say no matter what the circumstances are, just start Rodgers in New England. You need to counter Bill's chess move.
Ridiculous. No.
What do you think, Matt? Do you think he can come back, Rodgers?
I think it's not if he can. He has to come back if it's going to be like this. He has to, because even with Simeon, you go from like a 40% to a 50% chance with Simeon. With Zach, it's more like a 40-60. I'm sorry. You just have to. Tony just needs to realize. I'm not trying to be. This is where I think he doesn't understand that Zach Wilson against Bill Belichick is 0-4. Think about that. 0-4.
Touchdown interception. What is it? 1-8?
1-8, 0-4. That's why I think.
But the whole team, the whole Jets team is any quarterback you put in front of Bill Belichick the last decade, let's say, lost.
Except Ryan Fitzpatrick.
So what are we talking about? Statistically, no matter who you put out there at the quarterback position, still loses to Bill Belichick. So what's the difference? Start Zach Wilson.
Could we argue though? Would Ryan Fitzpatrick off the pine just for this game be a better option?
No, he
did it before.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's doing fucking Thursday night countdown over there for Amazon, dude. No way, he's not. No, that's your answer. No,
Robert Griffin III right now against Bill Belichick than Zach Wilson.
Well, you're stupid. That's not good. That is a terrible decision.
Again, finding the common ground here. I think and what he was saying too, like you don't understand. I think if you think about how long all of us Jets fans have been Jets fans, it's just we want a prolific offense, a prolific passing offense. So we want to see that, and it starts with the Giants. And I think any changes, if they need to be made, can be thought about after that game. But the way the confidence level that you have, I mean, it should be 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Let's see it. You know
exactly. That's like the Chiefs game. Even how the Chiefs game, he only threw 245 yards,
and that was like Patrick Mahomes throwing for 550.
Yes, that's literally what it was. Yeah. That's like Zach Wilson's ceiling of a game. Ceiling, not, and that's I stand by that comment. That should be an average day of work for a quarterback. 245s, a couple touchdowns. You could live with that. But the red zone offense with Zach is just awful. Like, yes, he's a great talent. I will say he's a great talent, but it's just those touchdowns need to happen, and I just don't have confidence that you can. It's on confidence in him to get the
confidence. No. Yeah. No, there is confidence. You just said his ceiling, okay, which is a glass ceiling, by the way. He can definitely go higher. Is 245 triple touchdowns. That's great if that's his ceiling. Like if he's average, if he's supposed to do that.
Great, I would say it's adequate. It's not. 243 is not
adequate.
great. Tony.
Adequate. Fine. It's
But you said
adequate,
great.
dude.
That's why
it is great. It's great for the Jets.
It's adequate.
Great.
It's great.
Well, because it's great for us. It's great for Jets and Jets fans because that means he'll be winning games, which he already is doing, by the way. He just won you a couple games, so he's your quarterback. You have to deal with it. You're not putting in Robert Griffin III, okay? Like, this is going to be your guy.
I do
for the
think
rest
he
of the
could still
season.
play, though. Honestly,
He's not going.
I think
to.
he got
No,
shortchanged.
I think you got shortchanged.
I just think that as much as yes, you're winning. You're winning in spite of him, like you did against the Eagles. He played a Zach Wilson game, that one of his better games, I'll say, with 186. But again, you need to score touchdowns, field goals against. If, for example, if we make the playoffs and the first round we play against is the Chiefs in Arrowhead, you need to score touchdowns. Do you really think Zach Wilson can do that under pressure?
Yeah.
In Arrowhead?
Yeah.
You really think that?
I do think that.
I just want you to imagine.
I am imagining it right now.
Arrowhead
I'm imagining
wild card
it in
weekend
Arrowhead.
could get ugly quick, but
Yeah.
I do think the Chiefs will end up with the top seed in the AFC, and we won't have to play them. But maybe the division round if we're lucky enough to win that. But I think the whole thing is. I think the whole thing is, though, we have to see this Giants game out. And this, if there is a clunker and we lose that game, then we have. I know, like, you don't want to have to wait longer and longer, but I think that this is it. This is the no excuse. Go ball out. Let's see it, and hopefully he does.
Let's see. Like, this is. I will say this: if Zach, even if the Jets win and Zach doesn't throw a touchdown in this game, that should be it. That should be it. Because you got a bunch of away
No, it's
games
not it.
coming up.
You don't have anyone else. You have no one else. You realize that? No one else.
You have to. I'm not.
You're not going to start Trevor Siemian, dude.
Should have signed Wentz though, just to have an option.
You
It would have been
should
nice to have an
Siemian,
option.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
This is a risk that you should have done. This is a risk that I think that they could lean to if things don't change. You see what Siemian's got for a game or two.
I think that's a waste of time. See what he has for a game or two, and then what? When he blows it, you're gonna put Zach Wilson back in there after 2 games? Like, no, you're not. You can't do that.
But I think it would warrant a conversation if they lose to the Giants. I think it would. But hopefully that doesn't happen. That shouldn't happen.
Right.
We'll have to see. But I know we're a little far out from this, Matt Ryan. We got to get to NHL. But just a quick prediction for you on the way out: Zach Wilson stat line against the New York Giants. What are we talking?
This is his job on the line. I really think if he wants to keep the job, he needs to throw over 250, 2 TDs to save his job.
All right, let's see what happens. We got the bye week. Of course,
I gotta get back to doing stuff. But I just want to.
Yeah.
Tony, I want Tony's prediction of what Zach is gonna do.
Oh, I said
30 of 36.
30 of 36.
3 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns?
I think I said 4.
4. And how many yards was it? 330?
Yeah, I think it was there.
3. Yeah. So
if
30.
he does anything like that, then I will never discredit Zach.
That'd be awesome.
All right, that'd be great.
That'd be great.
No, I don't want that, dude.
But thank you for calling in, Matt, and we'll talk to you soon, bud.
Peace.
And then a couple comments here.
Here.
Jay Kirk under 300 yards all season.
Yep.
Gardner mentioned his bunts compared to Zach Wilson. I think that's a little.
No, he is, dude.
Unknown caller.
Is it
the hot take? Good morning. You're on the sports board.
Hey, Hot Take Johnny, how's it going?
What's
up, dude?
I've been at a doctor's appointment, so I've been waiting to call since you mentioned me earlier. First of all, shout out to the company.
Nice.
Second thing, I want the crack that Tony's on to think that Zach Wilson's putting those stat lines up. Whatever crack you're on must be the greatest crack in history. So apparently you did that instead of your jog this morning. So that crack has got to be top notch. I think Zach Wilson's gotten better and he's improving, but those numbers, come on. But The reason I called is I have much higher expectations from you guys from what you said this morning. I expect better from you. You guys said that Tyrod Taylor looked better than Jones, and he has, but there's nuance and circumstance that you guys haven't even brought out yet that I expect better from you guys with.
Wow. All right.
I think at the end of the day, though, I mean, we talk about Zach Wilson being around for a long time. Daniel Jones is in his 5th season. And top level production hasn't been there. And like Tony,
correct,
who likes to, make excuses for Zach Wilson, the same can be said for Daniel Jones. I know, yes, occasionally good game here, the Minnesota playoff game, but at the end of the day, production hasn't been there. So I think he's shown that he's a very average to mediocre quarterback at this point.
If you want to say that, I don't think so, but I can understand where that comes from. If you want to say average, okay, I'll give you that. But you're saying Tyrod Taylor looks better. So Justin Pugh, right? Justin Pugh hasn't played in a year. Bad knee injury, came off the couch.
Best block rate on Sunday Night Football.
Exactly. Of any Giants left tackle this entire season. The guy hasn't played tackle since he was with the Giants. He's been a guard the entire time. Hasn't played football in a year and gives the best production for a Giants left tackle for the season. That speaks to something. And also in the broadcast, they talked about with Saquon there, the difference, what the linebackers were doing defensively with just Saquon being in the lineup versus without him. We see Daniel Jones's record with Saquon being in the lineup with and without him. It makes a difference. It explains one reason why Tyrod Taylor looked better back there than Daniel Jones. I'm not saying Daniel Jones shouldn't have been better so far this season, but Tyrod Taylor looking, and it's not like he looked like Aaron Rodgers out there. He looked more capable than Daniel Jones has, but Daniel Jones, the line has been, Micah Parsons tweeted out saying, what is Daniel Jones supposed to do? And he showed a play against Seattle where all 3 Seattle defenders off the ball beat the lineman clean against the Giants and came in and hit him. You got a play where Evan Neal, when Waller had a clean block on the defensive end, Evan Neal comes next to Waller and pushes Waller clearly out of the way, and then the end runs around and hits Daniel Jones. Neal blocked the Giants tight end so they could get a hit on Daniel Jones. The line has been – I've never seen a line this bad, and it's been years of that line.
But the line was okay last year, and he threw 15 touchdown passes in 16 games.
Yes, and he did exactly what the Giants needed him to do to win games.
Yeah, but this isn't 2003. You're not going to win anything with your quarterback throwing 15 touchdowns.
You're not going to win anything? You mean go into the playoffs and win a round of the playoffs and get to the second round of the playoffs with a receiving core that had Richie James as your best receiver up until week 8 and 9?
But as a Giants fan, you don't go into the season saying, I want to beat Kirk Cousins in a wild card game, and then anything that happens after that is icing. It's like,
okay, cool. Question for you. If Zach Wilson gets the Jets to the second round of the playoffs, is anyone going to care what a stat line looks like this year if he gets you to the second round of the playoffs?
Well, no, just because Aaron Rodgers is coming back tomorrow.
The job of the quarterback is to win games. That is the job. Trent Dilfer won them a Super Bowl.
22 and 35.
Defense, but he did what he's supposed to do.
Jones is 22, 35, and 1.
Correct. Last year he did what he had to do, and I don't think the Giants' offensive coach has done any good for them. The offense has been as basic as could be. Last year they're a lot more creative. This year I do not like. And offensive line is everything in football. It bleeds to the defense. Look at the 16 Cowboys. That defense was not good, but because they could run the ball and keep possession, the defense stayed defense stayed rested and was able to win later in the game because they were rested and they weren't spending the entire game on the field. The offensive line, it has everything to do with every part of your team, including defense. The game is won in the trenches. We all know this.
Yeah, I guess what I would say is, it's like with Zach Wilson, though. You want to have a quarterback who can just do it, and you don't have to have everything perfect around him, and that he could carry you. And Jones is never going to do that.
I think if his offensive line was at least average and he had the set of receivers, I think the Giants and the defense was, once again, I think he could get them to the playoffs. I'm not saying he's going to win a Super Bowl. I'm not saying he's going to be the best. If you list quarterbacks in the league that can win it on their own, what are you talking about? Like 5, 4 that can win it without everything being right. But I don't think he's bottom 5 in the league. But if you put anyone behind this line, who's winning with this line? Mahomes, Burrow, maybe probably Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers. At this stage of his career, maybe not. But when he was in his prime, yes. But anyone else? I don't think so.
I mean, but at what point do you start to say, like, hey, this isn't just an offensive line problem? Like, Daniel Jones is someone we probably should move on from, right? His contract is only guaranteed for like 2 years, I think, something like that, right?
Yeah, after next year, and I would have no issue with them moving on from them. I'm not saying he's going to be great. I think they should address the offensive line in the offseason before a quarterback. But if they move off of him 2 years from now, I'm not going to sit here and kick and scream. I'm just saying he's not bottom 5 in the league. He needs everything. He needs most in order to win a Super Bowl. He needs everything. He needs the 07 Giants offensive line in front of him to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. So you think
you need a dominant offensive line to win a Super Bowl, but the guy can get. I mean, no one's winning with Kirk Cousins, but they're not running Kirk Cousins out of the Vikings. If he had that Vikings offense last year with Jefferson and a healthy Dalvin Cook and a good offensive line, Daniel Jones is getting probably about the same that Kirk Cousins does. But everything's got to be right for Kirk Cousins. But when he does, he puts up good numbers.
No, yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, I kind of when Barnes said he'd rather just keep starting Tyrod Taylor. I mean, that was my issue. Yeah, I didn't really necessarily agree with that either. I mean, I just feel like, first of all, I mean, the guy, I understand, what is he, like 35 years old, right? I mean, I understand he's been in the league for a while, having a couple of years starting for Buffalo, but I mean, nothing. But good.
Also, let's not act like he didn't absolutely blow that play at the end of the first half. I mean, he shouldn't be. I mean, like, does Daniel Jones make that mistake? Probably not.
yeah, probably not.
Does he sit there and hand the ball off? Right. I don't think so.
But I know.
Worst case, he takes it and runs the ball himself, which I don't have an issue with. But handing that ball off on that play, what are you thinking? That could have cost us the game. A touchdown might have. Now, who knows? The game might have been different if they had scored. Buffalo does stuff different, but 2 times in the red zone with no points at all. Not like Tyrod Taylor was back.
Yeah, I know. I know that was a tough play, but yeah, I guess. I mean, hey, man. I mean, have you heard much about Jones's neck? Like, what's the deal? Do you know?
They've been keeping it real quiet. They bring in. I think they're doing their due diligence, bringing in or working guys out. But I would expect them to hold him out for make sure he's healthy if he's going to come back. So who knows when that is? But I know you guys got the hockey to get to, so I don't want to keep you too long. But how about the Rangers, baby? Nice victory, nice 2-1 victory. I love to see it. I love how this team is playing under Laviolette. They seem to be more committed to blocking the blocking shots. Yeah, and those type of little things like that make the huge difference between being a good team and being a top 1 or 2 in the conference. So love to see what I saw. And the fight at the end, I love to see how Shesterkin ran out, and not just because I love to see a fight. I'm not a huge in the fight guys, but it shows everyone's in it for the team. It's like defending your guy. He's not gonna let his guys get attacked. And I love what I'm seeing early on from this team. I don't care the one lost to Columbus.
Yeah, me too. But, I mean, that loss to Columbus, Brian, of course, harping on the loss yesterday. But I mean, that was tough, having all those goals overturned.
Yep.
And, I mean, that's a kind of a tough game to get through. And like I told Brian too, I mean, there's still going to be growing pains under Laviolette. But like you said, I mean, this team's committed. Their offense certainly seems more creative too, the way they're trying to get shots off of. So I think there's a bright year ahead for the Rangers here. But real quick before you go.
Yeah, and the power play looked good like always last night. It's good to see Panarin coming off not that I expected much, but sometimes the guy comes off a bad playoffs, maybe struggles coming out at the beginning of the year, but he's looking good and the power play looking as good as ever. Like you said, more creative offense and I think more creative offense. They need more, even strength goals. You can't just rely on the power play because you get in the playoffs, deeper in the playoffs, teams are going to be better defensively, killing a penalty, and you can't just rely on that. So seeing that and Shesterkin looking just on point, my God, he's good. To go from Lundqvist to him is just.
I know we really lucked out with the goaltenders, but dude, he's looking like like 2 years ago. Shesterkin, he's dialed in right now. I love it.
Yeah,
and also, Giant, before you go, so Giants have Commanders at home next, right? If Taylor is starting, who do you got winning that game?
Redskins probably. I mean, one issue is right now they put Hugh back on the practice squad. If he gets an offer from another team, God forbid he leaves, like they're back where they were before. I think the Redskins play tough, man. The Redskins aren't a team you can walk over. I think the Redskins, unless the defense plays the same way again, I think the Redskins probably take it. And then the Jets, I don't see any way the Giants score points on that defense. So looking to lose the next 2 weeks, unfortunately. I just don't have any, unless you show me something different, I have no confidence this offensive line can give any quarterback time. And defense is not the Jets level. They're not going to shut teams out. Last week was just them playing at their absolute peak. So
yeah, no, I agree.
A loss, unfortunately.
Yeah,
It'll be a tough game.
So we'll see what happens. But as always, thank you for joining us. Hot take, Johnny.
Yeah, peace.
And I have to say, I apologize. Today's one of those days. The sky is falling, Tony, but we're getting through it. Skylights, wrong sizes, and all. But let's go now to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores. Captain with the overtime winner. That's the middle break. It's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping. Rink made the full split save.
Are you kidding me?
Turn. Side of the net. Between the legs and they score. Filthy. David Pasternak. The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
Right, and you might have got to this when I was outside, and again, apologize, sky falling.
Okay,
your mother's saying I look bored. I didn't think I did.
I did not get to it actually.
Okay.
Let's see. We'll roll it back just like a little bit here. Hold on, stand by.
The Great Lindor.
You know what? Yeah, let's go back to the Great Lindor, dude.
Tony's definition of great. It is in question. It is in question.
But no. If Zach Wilson was winning you games, though, would you not say this is great?
No, but you're twisting it, though. You are.
I'm not twisting it.
No, because we're talking about his play. There's a difference between.
No. There's a huge difference.
There's a difference between his play and like how he's playing individually and winning or losing. Of course, winning is always great.
Right. But
we're talking about his play. We're talking about winning.
I was not talking about that. I said if he was winning games because of that, he would be winning games because of that stat line, which is great. That's great.
Mm-hmm. But
then Lonnie brings up Lindor, and you know what, Lonnie? Lindor is a great player. All right, and you heard about it, the surgery, the bone spurt thingy, dude, the fragment bothering him all season, dealing with that, still performing very well, mind you, for the Mets.
I could see
injury,
strong personalities. I could see him and Stearns, butting heads a little bit.
Stop it! You're Peyton Stearns as this Cashman egotistical maniac guy. Stop saying that. Stop saying that.
You know what the thing is, Tony? Regardless of me saying anything further, it's already like it's programmed in your head. You're nervous. You're nervous.
No, stop it.
That it's David Cashman at this point.
It's Stearns. It's poetic. He worked with the Mets. Big fan. All right, had to go to the Brewers for a while, prove himself.
Council,
back here.
The new Aaron Boone.
Council's not coming in, dude. He's not coming in.
But what do you think though? Like, I looked bored when Hot Take was on the phone. Like, that's what your mom said.
I guess Barnes looked bored. I think maybe you just look distracted. I think.
Oh, okay. That's what it is. That's what it is.
And then
cut him off.
Whose show is this anyway? So funny. Hot Take Johnny. And when I said that, what he said, it is what I said. I said that's great in like alluding to the fact that they'd be winning games, which is great, Lonnie. Which is great, like Lindor, who's a great player.
He's not a great player.
He's a great player, dude. Yeah, maybe he can just stub his toe and be out for a few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was more when Matt was on the phone.
The greatness of Aaron Judge. Please let me know.
Please.
David Cashman, dude.
Oh, my God. Stop.
But yeah, I was tied up yesterday, so I didn't get the chance to watch the Rangers game. I know they won 2-1, and I heard the whole narrative, Tony, played better than the score. So if you could just walk me through that.
Oh, yeah, we'll walk you through that.
How they, hang on against the Coyotes, who you say is a fledgling team.
Fledgling. Yes. No, I mean, they're not great. They have some good talent.
Astros score?
Astros? Oh, is that what's up? Fuck, dude. Sorry, I saw Rangers and just threw it up there. Damn it, dude. I was like, Astros score, what? But anyway, dude. All right, so looking at this game, right? 2-1. I know it was tight. And it really could have gone either way, honestly, with the way these teams were playing. And I know, the Coyotes, I said, other than, Clayton Keller, right, had I think 37, 42 goals maybe last season. They did put other like free agents around him that are older, whatever, performing well. Clayton Keller with the first goal of the game, we know. But, look at this game. I was super impressed with the Rangers, more so than what this score, I think, could tell anyone.
Vinny Trocheck, the risen
Vinny
messiah this
Trocheck,
year,
dude.
the face-offs. He's never lost a face-off, ever. Let's give him a 7-year deal.
He's a great player, honestly. And he's on a line right now with Cooley, a nice young buck, the third line. I love the third line, honestly. We have a phenomenal group of forwards here, possibly the best around the hockey league. But anyway, dude, so probably the biggest thing I noticed this game is I think the Rangers are starting to buy into what Petey Laviolette is laying down for them, because they were so creative with offensive opportunities. They were, we saw it even from game 1 too, absolutely risking their bodies to block shots. Like, that is such like an indication of players buying into what their coach is telling them, players buying in at the fact that they have to play for each other. No one likes to do that. No one likes to get in front of a puck that's coming at you at 100 miles an hour. So, like, it's crazy that the fact that they do that, and they clog up shooting lanes all the time, dude. So phenomenal job with that. And like I said, they had some great vision on the ice. I know they didn't, there was a few times, like I saw Kako, probably one of them, who had a kind of a wide open chance and wasn't really able to convert. But 28 shots on goal. Ingram was absolutely phenomenal for the Coyotes. He was making some crazy saves. But getting in, to a little bit of the recap of scoring here. So the Rangers did score first with Chris Kreider. And this was, again, like, just phenomenal, like textbook fundamentals. I don't know who it was on the other side. Maybe it was Miller, who ended up, just disrupting the forecheck of the Coyotes in the defensive zone. Puck is able to kind of pop out across the boards, and who's there? But it's Mika Zibanejad, and all of a sudden it's a 2-on-1 going the other way. It's great transition. I wouldn't want anyone else, but in that transition other than Zibanejad and Kreider. They got that speed. And at that point, it's just bread and butter. Like, taking candy from a baby on a 2-on-1, and it was Kreider with a wide open net. Puts it in the net for his 4th goal of the season, dude. 4th.
Wow.
Like, that's pretty crazy.
That is good.
They only played 3 games. And then obviously, second period, you had that goal by Clayton Keller on the power play. I believe it was the 5-on-3 power play. I could be wrong. No, actually, no, it wasn't. It was an early on power play. But we'll get into the penalties and everything like that. But, obviously down a man, Clayton Keller. You're not necessarily blaming Shesterkin for that goal. So it was 1-1, a tight race. Both teams, kind of exchanging blows here. But Shesterkin looked absolutely like dynamite, dude. You had a 5-on-3 opportunity for the Coyotes late in the second period, where, again, the Rangers did a great job, down 2 men for, I think, over a minute, probably like 1:20, clogging up shooting lanes, disrupting, the power play unit for the Coyotes. And then, again, Shesterkin just acting like a complete brick wall. Zucker, I believe, had a penalty shot, excuse me. I think that was early in the third, late in the second. Again, Shesterkin coming up huge with blocking that. And then, third period, you had Trocheck's his goal on the power play. The power play unit, I want to get into a little bit, but that was about 8.5 minutes into the third period. That was your game-winning goal. It was a tip-in goal by Vincent Trocheck. And again, I talked about a little bit the creativity of the New York Rangers and what they were kind of putting out on the ice. Probably the biggest thing I noticed, which is, Hot Take Johnny was right. They have to definitely try and capitalize more in the 5-on-5. I did love the quick transition from defense to offense, in that odd man rush that ended up in the goal with Kreider. But their power play was actually really impressive, dude. It's interesting that their power play 1 unit is Kreider, Trocheck, and Panarin up front, and then Mika and Fox, right? So that was the first power play they had that they put out on the ice. Mika and Fox working the blue line, actually. So, and again, a very interesting strategy where it was again, like, as in most power play units, you try and feed one guy the puck, your goal scorer. They were feeding Mika the puck actually at the blue line, and he was just ripping shots from the blue line. Hopefully, either getting a deflection goal or just getting going himself, I guess, too, which I love that. I mean, so many times on power plays, on penalty kills, I should say, the defense kind of collapses a little bit in front of your goaltender, and that gives you all that space right at the blue line. So why not try and challenge them immediately by just having Mika rip shots from the blue line, and then maybe you draw those defenders out. Someone's open up down low, something like that. Because we saw like last year, I mean, the power play unit, our offense was not as creative. Gallant was not that creative. There was really one goal on the power play, and that was Mika or Panarin in the slot, which obviously didn't always work. But that's still an option, even too. Like you saw in another power play, I think that ended up in the Trocheck goal. It was more just feeding Zibanejad in the slot. And again, that seems to be like his go-to is feeding Mika Zibanejad, which is great, dude. I think it's a phenomenal strategy, and Laviolette's mixes it up. Now this power play unit has kind of two ways they can score, which is great because I mean with the talent on the Rangers, I mean they have numerous ways, numerous buys that can score, which I absolutely love that. So I mean at the end of the day, I mean Igor was absolutely stand up brick wall goaltending last night. The great block shots, great offensive minds, again the creativity. I mean there was a great opportunity for Kakko. I'm not sure who it was. Maybe it was Hedel who was forechecking behind Coyotes net. And, did that, nice backhand pass to Kakko in front. Again, the vision, the creativity, knowing where seemingly these players have more chemistry. Of course, Kakko, I would have loved to have seen him finish. He's someone who I'm looking at to start to finish. Zach Wilson, finish drives, whatever. And then, I mean, on top of that, I mean, the Rangers just have to be more disciplined, like way more disciplined here. Because I mean, there's no excuse for giving so many power play opportunities. The penalty shot, even too. I mean, just looking at the team stats here, power play opportunities for the Coyotes 5, dude. You look at your penalty killing is good. You look at the Coyotes struggle to score sometimes because they were 1 for 5 on the power play. But if you give a good team like the Devils, like the Avalanche, even the Oilers, power play opportunities like that, they're probably going to be scoring on you. So you got to stay disciplined. I understand Laviolette is now playing a way more aggressive type of defense as well as playing man defense, right? So it's a little bit tougher. That's why you see these guys committing penalties. You got to skate with them. You got to be careful, dude. You can't be just throwing your sticks and throwing your buys around. And then Lindgren, I think, had an unsportsmanlike conduct for a penalty that gave the Coyotes a 5-on-3 opportunity. You can't be doing that. Unsportsmanlike conduct, no room for that, dude. But at the end of the day, you had a great win.
Great win though, again.
Yes, it was a great win, dude. You weren't even here. I just explained the whole thing.
No,
dude.
By the way, Tony, I mean MVP for today. Because I know I've been all over the place.
That's
I feel
fine.
insane. I'm starving. And I just want to go to Dempsey's on Thursday. And I want a better game. Dempsey's Thursday.
Dempsey's Thursday.
Dempsey's Thursday.
Dempsey's Thursday.
What do you think the chances are we get Dempsey's Steakout?
Dempsey's Steakout.
I thought you were pumped, dude. Dempsey's Steakout?
Yeah, I am pumped, but this Thursday kind of seems kind of low, dude. I'm not going to lie. It seems like a slim to no chance.
Schedule, pull it up.
Schedule right now for hockey?
Yeah. And then cross-reference
for the Rangers,
your personal.
Specifically.
Yes. Home games.
Your personal. Let's see, dude. Full
and I think all right, well, let's just see what the home schedule is. Okay, so no Thursday, road trip
at Seattle.
Okay, so not okay. So I think it's what about that week of the 7th? Is that tight or no?
7th versus
Thursday
Detroit?
the 9th. Or Tuesday or Thursday that week.
I think that's doable.
Maybe Tuesday too. Because I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but
I think that these games are doable because in theory I would be moved into a new place.
Yep.
Coin's wedding's on the 4th, so it's post-wedding,
right?
Which is good.
But that almost sounds like give me a couple days, the 9th.
Yeah, I mean the 9th would be probably the
ideal
best versus Minnesota, but I do like versus Detroit as well, and that's a
TNT
Tuesday
game.
night TNT game, which is pretty hot.
So I think we almost need to go signed agreement 7th to the 9th.
Signing agreement is kind of it's tough. Signing agreement.
But I mean, let's give it a better shot than we did the 19th against the Predators. Because remember, originally we were saying the stakeout.
The stakeout, yes. But yeah, so November 7th and 9th, dude. Have a good time. The Dempsey Steakhouse.
Tickets
dude.
are looking good.
Tickets as low as 75 for Detroit.
It doesn't even seem
for
right,
Minnesota.
right?
I know, it doesn't really seem right.
Right?
Right?
Oh.
That's not what I
No,
want.
but honestly though, you think that's gonna happen or no? Dempsey's.
I don't see why not, dude. Wow, dude. Section 220.
No, but did these tickets not just fall through the floor? I feel like when we looked it up before, everything was over 100.
Easily. This is for
Maybe
one
the
ticket,
week
though.
play
This is
against the
one ticket.
Coyotes. No, but
Will
plus
you
fees.
stop it, dude?
No, but all I would say, Tony, I mean, this is honestly, I think to compare it, last night is like a Zach Wilson win, throwing for $150, managing the game, barely getting by the Broncos type of deal.
Wow, dude. No.
Kind of is though.
How
No
about, dude,
touchdowns.
Section 226.
But
is
but I think
prime,
these
dude.
are 100 plus because I think these are without fees. You go to checkout.
It's $108 with
Let's
fees.
bang
no?
you for the fees. 108 though. I mean, are we looking for better? Or I mean, that's within the realm.
I think 108 is within the realm.
The realm?
The realm, dude. Well, we have some codes. Capital. Yeah,
Mhm.
dude. 216 for 2 tickets.
So that's the Red Wings.
The Red Wings.
I almost said Red Wings, but I didn't. All right. So
And that's section 226. That's like prime real
sign agreement
estate.
by next week. Get your lawyer to authorize it.
We also have section 2. I saw 216 or 212 too somewhere.
Yeah. No, but we gotta go,
221.
Tony.
And that's kind of sick, dude.
Yeah.
227, 226.
Dempsey's, the shepherd's
212.
pie.
Crazy move, dude. I can't believe, dude. Like, I don't understand how is this like section 212, $81, section 417, $82.
Sure, this is the Rangers.
Yeah.
Where does it say Rangers? Oh, yeah, you're right.
Huh.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let's see. We had some comments here. Lonnie Islanders loving it. Oh, doggy, dude. Lonnie says, Matt Ryan, do you listen to DiPietro and Rothenberg? He says, Lonnie says everything is great. Yeah, you know, everything is great, Lonnie. You should try it sometime. He goes, when are you not straying, Barnes? Wow.
What does he mean from going in and out of the studio?
Of the studio. Yeah. That's what he's saying right now. Brian's ready to fight, Brian.
Fuck off, Tony. Okay. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, straight up to my face. We haven't heard that one. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be more decisive, but whatever. I guess a win's a win, but go beat Nashville Thursday. I'm going to be there like a loser by myself because Tony doesn't want to go to Dempsey's.
Stop it, dude. Stop it.
I'm just going to send the video.
Are you going to go?
Yeah,
Stay
by
down at
myself.
Dempsey's this
I'm going to
Thursday?
say Tony said he was going to go, bailed.
See, it's funny because this Thursday is the party here at the Knowlton.
Oh, right. Because I forgot last week.
So it was last week, but they had wedding night at your place, which was mad fun.
True.
The pizza, The salad. What did you eat? You know, you had the chicken. What's it called?
Chicken balsamic with broccoli
Chicken
rub.
balsamic,
Shout out
dude.
Matt, not Ryan, but Gabriel.
I haven't heard that name in a while.
Matt Gabriel?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's Ralph for that dish, definitely.
If he goes to Dempsey's on Thursday, I'll go with you. There you go.
Yeah, that's like, I'm trying to think of it. That's like saying, like, yeah, let's go to Ferry Point to play golf right now. If Michael goes, I'll go.
Yeah.
Michael goes. But yeah, I mean, we're kind of up against it. So if we could just do, let's see, a quick 3 with the picks. Just give me 3 picks, 3 winners.
Oh, you gotta go, dude?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those days. But I mean, I feel like, you know,
Quick 3.
Yeah, quick 3.
Canucks over Flyers, easy.
Okay.
Okay. And then I say, I mean, do you want to go back and forth?
No, just take them.
Kings over Jets.
Okay.
And then lastly, Canes over Sharks.
Okay. And then I am gonna go Islanders.
Nice, dude. Lonnie, your best boy.
Oilers.
I knew that. I knew it. And then Avalanche over Kraken.
Let me just see. Is there anything else that's better? No.
The Wild over the Canadiens.
No, give me the Golden Knights.
The G Knights, dude, over the Stars. You hate the Stars,
Yeah, fuck the
dude.
Stars. Let's go.
What do we have against the Stars?
I don't know. They're just annoying.
Oh,
Whatever.
Jason Robertson doesn't like him.
But yeah, and like I said, my bad, that today, but we're back at it full force tomorrow.
Oh yeah, dude.
Zozo Championship starting Thursday, Japan. So that should be a good one.
Cherry blossoms.
Cherry blossom. So I don't understand.
Oh, that's like the country flower.
Oh, gotcha.
They're like
So we'll
all
talk
over Japan.
talk
yeah,
about
Japan.
that. Break down the picks. And the week will progress, Tony. So
Week 17.
Week 17. But once again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in
Quick,
today.
gotta go.
Continuing to comment, like,
in
and
Mystic, right? Mystic
subscribe.
Villager. You've been Mystic Villager.
All of the archives on the YouTube page. Tony, Michael, Renee, and costume merch, downtime.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games, fuck the Astros, and we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do.